Oh, fuck, damn it. I jumped in before.
Premature interruption. That's what that is.
I'm not even going to say anything about that.
Welcome aboard. You've just stepped into Damn It, Jim, the podcast. We're talking about the highly rated Star Trek show, Strange New Worlds. My name is Dana Smith, and I'm happy to be your captain and navigator on this adventure. And with me, as always, our Commodore of Continual Confusion, Dan Calzaretta. Good evening, Dan.
Dana, how are you doing this evening?
Not too bad. Just came back from the mountains, and it's beautiful up there.
Looks like you had a good trip. Took the train?
Yeah, the California Zephyr.
Oh, okay. You know, you can drive up there, I think, can't you?
Yeah, but this way I get to actually see the scenery.
Right.
It was very relaxing. You know, you can have a beer.
Dana, I love traveling by train. I think it is like a great way to travel.
Yeah, it's very nostalgic. It was fun. Everybody seemed really nice, that we ran into.
Did the train run into someone? Is that what you were just saying? That'd be bad.
Yeah, it would. And then that would slow down the whole trip, I guess, because they don't just like hit them and then just go, oh, yeah, there's no helping them. Let's keep moving. They have to stop and stuff and,
clean it out. Well, I'm glad you had a good time.
Yeah, it was great. So anything new with you?
Let's see. Well, so Dana, this time I'm not kidding about needing some time off. So next week I'm going to visit my niece who lives out on Orcas Island, and we're going to spend like 4 days there. So I don't think I can do the podcast from there. I'm not sure they have internet. They might have like a Morse code station out there, but...
Well, that'd be interesting.
To do the podcast in Morse code?
We get some ham radio listeners, so.
Yeah. Well, we do have to beep out a lot of stuff. Last week, Dana, I had to beep a lot of stuff out last week. I hope none of our loyal listeners got upset with all the swearing you were doing, because it was really out of control.
Yeah, well, wasn't just me. Wasn't just me.
I think it was more me, actually. I don't think it was you at all.
Speaking of which, there's a listener comment that I have that pertains to that.
All right, well, why don't we jump into those listener comments?
Okay, this person asked to be anonymous, but they said, you guys went overboard with the last episode. Yes, it was hilarious, but it was a good thing my mother wasn't listening. So from Facebook, Joey Corson, our old friend, said, hip hip hooray, can't wait to hear what you guys have to say about this fun oddball of an episode. And that was from last week's that we've been trying to forget ever since.
I have forgotten it. I know the title, but I'm trying not to remember the show.
Yeah, the Space Adventure Hour thing.
I did not like it. Sounds like Joey liked it. I did not like it.
Yeah, well, oddball can mean a lot of things.
So when my wife calls me oddball, it's probably a term of endearment then, is what you're saying.
Yeah, no doubt. Also, new listener, I don't remember this name, C. Albin. SNW needs to stay away from the stupid episodes. You said Muppets are coming up? What? At least you guys don't just go along with everything and say it's all great.
Yeah, that's the last thing we do. It seems
yeah.
like. I mean, we do. There have been episodes that have been great, and we've said it. But there have also been a lot of episodes that have really been horrible, and we say that too.
Yeah. Did get a couple other comments, but I think one of them was from somebody we got a phone call from, Dan.
That's right. Dana, we got a voicemail from Ed Darlow, and here is what he had to say.
I'm just calling today because I just listened to your season 3, episode 4, A Space Adventure. And as I'm pretty sure y'all know, I do not like Strange New World. I just wanted to let you know that I enjoy your podcast at least twice as much as I enjoy the episodes themselves. Take care, guys, and I hope y'all have a great weekend. Bye-bye.
Well, thanks, Ed. That was great of you to say that. We really appreciate it. I'm glad you listened.
Yeah, and thanks for tracking along with us, even though you don't like Strange New Worlds. We glad you still like us.
Well, he didn't exactly say he liked us. I think
it's kind of reading between the lines a little bit.
So. And then we also got a voicemail from longtime listener Roxy. Here is what she had to say.
I missed you two little snot blossoms so much. I really did. But oh my Lanta, all the bleeping and the blooping and do y'all kiss y'all's mamas with those mouths? I mean, really. It was a funny podcast. Oh my gosh, it was so funny. I was laughing my full head off. But I'm just so glad y'all are back. I'm so glad y'all are back. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Snot blossoms. That's a term of endearment, I guess.
I hope so. And then, Dana, via YouTube, we heard from listener Anonymous Critic, and this is what they had to say about the Space Adventure Hour. I can't believe they spent $8 million to have Gene Roddenberry tell William Shatner he can't act. The Roddenberry estate needs to sue itself for defamation. You know, Dana, I'm really surprised we haven't been sued by the Roddenberry estate. In fact, I'm surprised we haven't been sued by a lot of people.
And let's not start naming names of people who should be suing us.
Well, I was going to say Bill Cosby, and even maybe some cities and states and countries that we have, you have made fun of and maybe even defamed. But Dana, that's all I have for this week.
Well, as always, thanks for everybody that wrote and or called in. We always appreciate the communication. If you do want to leave a voicemail for us, Dan, what's that phone number they use?
Dana, the number is 509-676-6298.
This is Season 3, Episode 5, Through the Lens of Time. We start off with the Junior Medical Officer's log, reporting from the USS Enterprise. The last 6 months stationed here have been awesome. Today started out like any other day here, me working in sickbay, but after today, I know my life is never going to be the same again.
Boy, that's for sure.
That's prophetic.
But at least he can see what's going to happen.
If only. So then Mabenga comes up and Gamble, who's the junior
medical officer?
Medical officer.
Isn't his name Dana as well? Isn't it Dana Gamble?
Dana Gamble.
Yeah, there you go. Do you gamble? You don't gamble, do you?
No, getting on the road every day, I gamble, but it's
yeah, that's true.
So Mabenga comes up and says that Chapel and Dr. Corby are about to make history.
Oh, I don't know about this whole Corby thing, Dana.
So he says the idea that ancient man's fascination with resurrection and reincarnation could all be based on a forgotten technology.
No. There were some good things in this episode, Dana, but this whole thing, what did they call it? Archaeological medicine. Come on. I don't know, Dana.
Yeah, I'm with you. So Mabenga tells Gamble to get ready for Captain Patel's treatment.
Oh, wait a second. I thought it's Pike who's supposed to give her the treatment.
Yeah, well, apparently different people on the ship can give her the same treatment.
And we're talking about the whole Gorn treatment thing. That's what we're talking about.
So next we see Chapel and Corby walking through the corridor. And Corby is asking about the Enterprise's deflector array, and he wants to make sure it won't overpower the anomaly. And he says, well, this place was sacred to the people there. She assures him that things will be okay.
Yeah, sure they will.
Yeah, once you assure somebody in Star Trek, yeah, it's not good.
No, it's not good. It's going to hit the nacelle.
So she says there's no way to get below the planet's surface without a starship.
What? How about a tunnel? A stairway? What does that mean?
I didn't really understand that comment, but it's early on, so we'll hopefully be explained. So they kiss and then they separate. Thank God. Lon gets off the turbo.
Is this a fish? She's riding one of those turbo fish? Or is a turbo a euphemism for something, Dana? She with Spock again? What's going on here?
I knew that was bad when I paused there. So Lon gets off the turbo lift just as Corby gets on. And Chapel asks if Spock is okay with Corby being on the ship.
No, he's probably not. And you know what? You are just a piece of work, Chapel, right now.
Well, then she says she's aware of Spock and Chapel spending more time together. And
Spock and Lon, I think you mean.
Who'd I say?
You said Chapel.
Oh, okay. Well, Chapel is aware that Spock and Lon are together. Maybe Chapel wants to be there too, so she's just throwing herself in the mix.
I would pay Paramount X for that.
And Lon kind of shrugs it off and says Spock and her have kept things light and kind of minimized their expectations. And she says, we're all adults, right? Which is, debatable.
That's really true.
Then Lon asks, if you're worried about Spock, just talk to him.
Yeah, hey, there's a good piece of advice, actually.
Yeah, what a concept.
Yeah, what are you, in middle school? What, You're going to send him a note, like an anonymous note?
I was going to say, let's pass notes back and forth. And So we go back to sickbay where Battelle is being attended to by Gamble. And Gamble says, it's amazing. With Spock's brain, Mabenga's research, and Chapel's genetic expertise.
Wait, with Spock's what?
Brain.
Oh, brain. Oh, well, that's not what Lon was talking about.
So he says, frankly, and Battelle stops him and says, don't say miracle. And he says, okay, how about top-notch science?
Top-notch. Where does that term come from, top-notch?
Isn't it your belt? If you make it to the top notch, you're doing well or something. I have no idea. Really.
Well, I'm going to send an email. I'm going to send an email to our, is it entomology, Dana? I keep getting this mixed up. I think it's entomology. I'm going to send it. If I get something back about bugs, I'll know that I sent it to the wrong guy.
Yeah.
So Dana, I sent a quick email to our entomology professor, and the professor says top notch means best, quality, or most stylish. Came into vogue in about 1840, 1841. It is evidently figurative of a, quote, highest point, which kind of makes sense, but the exact mechanical image is uncertain. In other words, we just don't know exactly where that one came from, Dana. But at the time, it was the name of a part of an umbrella, so maybe that's where it comes from. Who knows?
Once again, damn it, Jim, the university shows its stuff.
Yeah.
Next, we see Spock on the turbo lift. As Chapel gets on, there's an awkward moment. Spock's standing like a statue, and Chapel's all like, kind of hem and hawing. And then she starts rambling about, that things are awkward. And then she says she's glad he's spending time with La'an. And Spock says, La'an Noonien Singh is a great dance instructor.
Yeah.
She's been teaching me the horizontal bop lately. So, and Chapel wants to make sure nothing goes wrong with the mission and Corby's plans, and Spock says he has instituted safeguards to assure the mission is a success.
Now, wait, is she implying that Spock might, kill Corby or injure him in some way?
Or mess with the experiment?
Is she implying that?
Kinda.
What a bitch. Yeah, see, this whole thing, Dana, you do HR stuff. It would not fly, Dana. It would not fly.
No, not at all.
No, not even in the 23rd or 4th or whatever freaking century they're in. It would not fly.
I would think that especially it wouldn't fly in the 23rd century. So
Right. Yeah.
So next we go to the conference room. Chapel says the
macaroon. They were eating macaroon cookies, I think is what that was about.
I'm good with that.
Wait, I thought you were allergic to coconut.
Just because it has the word nut in it does not mean I'm allergic to it.
Well, it is a nut though, right?
It's a big nut, apparently. Yeah, it's a tree nut.
Huge. It's a huge nut, Dana. It's a huge nut. And have you ever seen those guys go up in the trees to chop those things down?
Yeah.
They have to carry a big, huge nut sack up there. Those nuts are huge. You know what I'm saying?
I just thought they carried a machete and somebody on the ground threw them in a nut sack.
It could work either way, I think.
Yeah.
But you got to have a huge sack to carry those nuts,
It's more than a couple.
Oh my God, Dana, we are so freaking juvenile,
So Chapel says the Macroon have declined Federation membership on multiple occasions, which is why they're only allowing a small landing party.
But not a huge nutsack, apparently.
Yeah, no nutsacks at all, I don't think so.
Okay.
So Pike says, all right, Chapel, give us the go-ahead once the signal amplifiers are in place.
I don't like macaroons, by the way. Going back to that, I just don't like them. I just don't like macaroons.
How about macadamia nuts?
Yeah, occasionally, yeah. But I do like the almond joys, and they have coconut and a nut and chocolate.
Yeah, I can't eat any of that. Well, except for the coconut.
You could scrape that out of this.
And I'm not a big coconut fan.
I'm not a huge coconut fan either, but I tell you what, when my wife and I were traveling one time, we had parrotfish. Have you ever had parrotfish?
I don't think so.
When they bring it to the plate, it mimics what you're saying. It's kind of crazy, really. But it's really good. Anyway, we had it coated in some kind of batter that had coconut in it, and then they fried it. Oh my God, it was good. It was so good.
I've had stuff that's been coated in like a coconut, and that's good. Yeah.
Yeah. In fact, I've got some tilapia that I'm going to make tonight. I'm going to do a coconut crusted tilapia tonight.
Nice.
Yeah, but it won't talk to me when it's on my plate, you know. Nutsack.
Yeah, that's why you kill it.
Oh, wait, you're supposed to kill it first. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I've never had a bird. I do not want one. Sorry, I'm getting us off track again. How do we get from macaroons to coconuts to... Oh, it was the parrotfish. That's what it was.
Yeah. I'm not a fan of caging birds. Yeah, it seems cruel to me.
Yeah, it is cruel, Dana. It's very cruel.
You got to clean the bottom of their cage all the time. Woof.
No,
Yeah.
that'd be horrible.
So anyway, Una, they're still in the conference room in case you forgot.
What episode is this again?
And Una asks if the science team has finished adjusting the deflector arrays. And Spock says yes, and he will be monitoring from the Enterprise. And Chapel seems a little thrown off by this, and a little concerned, and asks why he's not coming down to the planet.
Because I can make it look like a real accident if I'm up here. You know, oops, that thing just shifted a tiny bit and it just...
Vaporized Dr. Corby. Yeah.
Yep. Him and his nutsack.
Yeah. But do you see the look? He kind of like does this, not quite an eye roll, but he kind of like, like, oh, geez, here we go again. Don't trust me,
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Then we see Ortegas's brother is there recording everything.
Okay, Dana, I'm sorry. I'm going to jump in here. I'm actually going to jump in about the episode.
Wow.
I hate this fucker.
I am right there with you.
Okay, good. He bugs me more than Jim Kirk, who's actually kind of starting to grow on me now, that especially since we haven't seen him in a few episodes. He's not at the Pelia voice stage, but he's getting there. He is getting there.
Yeah, I have a comment in here. It says, can we just jettison him? I mean, that's like, I think, you could get a better recording in the ion pod.
Exactly. Yeah, that's the place for him. And him hooking up with Uhura? No, come on. No.
Yeah, Uhura's got to have better taste than that. But he's basically interrupting the meeting and asking if they can repeat what they just said. And so it's not even like documentary. He's interfering with the process.
Right.
Una stops him and says,
"Shut the fuck up." You're not Ken Burns, and if you were, Ken Burns wouldn't tell us to do it over again.
Yeah. She says, Erica promised you wouldn't be a problem. Apparently she lied, so we're going to jettison her as well. And and she says, you'll get better footage if you just keep it quiet.
Yeah, like I said.
He apologizes. Then Pelia, who you miss, says, if there's anything you want to see in engineering.
That's pretty good. That was pretty good. The hair on the back of my head stood up when you said that. And I was like, is she here? Oh my God. That was good. That was good, Dana.
And we learned that Ortegas's brother has been given clearance to record all that happens on the Enterprise.
Access to everything. Does that mean everything? Like, who gave him permission to do this?
Starfleet.
Yeah, but why? What's the purpose? They're going to make a show. They're going to make, some reality TV show about the Enterprise. Does that ever get explained anywhere?
No.
Okay.
So we go down to the planet and we meet the macaroon.
He had blue frosting or something all over him.
Yeah, he was blue and he had kind of diagonal lines on him and circles around his eyes and stuff. Kind of like somebody from the Blue Man Group got their face painted more.
Like he got kicked out. He's like, I want to do something besides blue. And they're like, no.
So I'm putting gold paint around my eyes and,
I've never seen them, so I can't say if those shows are good or not good. Have you ever seen them?
I've seen them twice. I really enjoyed it. They were a lot of fun.
Are they blue?
Yeah.
I mean, all over.
From what I could see. They wear jumpsuits.
So they're not naked.
Thank God, no.
Because if they were, it'd be the Blue Ball Man group.
So Chapel and the Way team beam down, and she thanks Nigel for allowing them to document this historic occasion.
Wait, Nigel? Who's Nigel?
That's the blue man.
Oh, that's the blue guy.
Yeah.
Hold on. Is he macaroon or is he Jello? Or is he a macaroon stuffed Jello or a Jello stuffed macaroon?
Macaroon is the people that he's from.
Oh, but his name is Jello. Okay.
Nudgel.
Oh, Nagelli. Okay. We're never going to make it through, Dana. For some reason today, I'm just like,
Today, yeah.
Sorry. Okay. Nothing but serious from now on, Dana.
Yeah, okay. So Gamble steps up
Well,
and
I'm
tries
going to jump in one more time, though. No, you're going to like this. It's about the episode. Dana, these away mission jackets, they changed a little bit, and they
Yeah.
are even more cool, Dana.
See, I like the shorter collar than I do the bigger collar.
Well, either one. I mean, they're great, right? I love these jackets. I mean,
yeah, they are cool, though.
And if there's a listener out there who, has a lot of money to waste on us, man, buy us a jacket. That would be so cool. That'd be really cool.
Or help us get a sponsor that pays us, and then we can buy our own after, a couple of years.
Yeah. I imagine those jackets are expensive.
Probably.
Yeah. But man, aren't they cool though? They're just the coolest
I love
things.
them.
Yeah.
So Gamble tries to shake the Macaroon's hand, and Corby kind of shakes his head no, and Gamble backs off.
Oh, I forgot. Gamble went down to the planet with them. I kind of forgot about that.
Yeah, and that was kind of like a whole big thing. It's his first away mission.
That was it. Yes. Yeah.
So we see there's a bunch of stones around there, and there appears to be like an image rotating over these stones that are kind of stacked on top of one another.
Yeah, it's almost like when you see a fire and it shimmers, and it looks like there might be something kind of inside of it. So, Dana, is Beto down there?
He is.
And is he recording all this?
I wasn't really paying attention to him. So next we see Uhura is setting up something, looks like an array of some kind. And Beto is recording her, and he shows her how the camera works, and he's flirting with her.
Dana, no.
It's like, really? Can't we just phaser this guy?
Yeah.
Just push him into the rotating thing and see if it like absorbs him or something. I don't know.
Yeah, or just like, does what a blender would do. That would be cool.
Yeah, that would be even better. Yeah, just parts of him flying out different directions.
The Beto-matic. That's I kind of stole that from the Bassomatic from the really old Saturday Night Live.
Yeah. And then we see the they call them pylons. We see the pylons are set up at different angles or just off of where the stone with the rotating image is. And then they turn on the deflector beams, and the pylons get hit with the deflector beams, and they emit rays that go through the turning image, and it in turn sends 3 beams to 3 spots on the wall, and it reveals some other architecture back there.
I really would have liked it if Beto would have stumbled into one of those beams. That would have solved one of our problems here.
Yeah.
But so did it remove the stone? Are they just seeing behind it?
They don't explain that at all.
Right.
So everyone seems amazed, and Chapel calls up the ship and says, "We're going to need a bigger landing party."
Now, do you think that was kind of a riff on the line from Jaws?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
All this is before the credits go.
Oh, man, we got a long way to go in this episode. I'm not going to say anything anymore for the rest of the episode.
Wow, wouldn't that be nice? I mean, I'd hate to have that, Dan. So after the credits, we see Spock and Lon are on the planet. Lon says the Macaroons vetoed sending more crew, so it's just her and Spock.
See, Dana, no. I mean, first off, this is like they're all coupled up, right? We got Spock and Lon, Corby and Chapel, Uhura and Beto. Who else do we got down there?
That's it.
Oh, in the Blue Man group. Okay.
Uhura approaches the architecture and says they found an access panel with symbols in an unknown language. Then Corby shows a small band. It looks like a watch band.
Yeah.
And he says 5 years ago and several light years from here, he found this.
Just happened to have it in his pocket when he came on this trip.
Carried it with him all the time.
All the time, apparently.
Uhura looks at it and says, this could be some kind of temple or palace. Chapel says, we think the Macaroons are the direct descendants of an advanced civilization
Of an advanced cookie.
that could travel across multiple galaxies. Campbell says, ancient astronauts?
Oh, well, that's it, right? Gamble's down there, and he's not partnered up with anyone, is he?
Yeah, he's partnered up with the Blue Man.
With the Blue Man, okay.
Uhura says, I cross-referenced the symbols with Praetorian and ancient Macaronian.
Wait, when did she do this cross? Hold on. Did she just do it there? Like right there?
She's pretty handy, so she probably had a tricorder.
Okay, all right.
It says the path to absolution only with blood given freely. So Corby says a ritual sacrifice, an offering to the gods, blood magic.
All right, let's do this to Beto. Let's offer him to the gods. Perfect, perfect.
Step forward, Beto. We got something for you. Yeah. So you're going to want to videotape this. Yeah. So the macaroon says with a digitally distorted voice, on Macroon, our ancestors would sacrifice to stand before the deities of time.
I can't see a cookie sacrificing anything, really.
Yeah. So Corby starts towards the doorway with a knife.
He's going for Beto. Yes, Corby. Whatever you want. Just do it.
But he looks like he's got a knife in his right hand. And he's kind of bringing up his left hand. You think he's going to cut his palm or something.
Right.
And Chapel stops him. She says, hold on. So he closes the knife and Chapel steps closer to the doorway and she holds her hand out over this device. And it's like, looks like an ATM or something.
Yeah, that's exactly what I thought. Some kind of scanner for an ATM machine. Yeah.
Yeah. So she holds her hand out and a needle comes out and pricks her finger. Now, this needle hasn't been seen for like who knows how freaking long.
Right.
She's going to need a tetanus shot after this.
At least a tetanus shot. Yeah.
So she doesn't like flinch or anything. She turns her hand over and lets the blood drip into the stone below.
Okay, so Dina, I got a problem with this whole thing that she just did. First off, you have no idea what's going to happen to you. Second, you're just willing to like stick your hand in there without knowing what's going on. I mean, you know what I mean? It just seems like a bad idea.
She's trying to impress Corby.
But she told him not to do it, didn't she?
Yeah, well, because she wanted to, if somebody was going to get
pricked,
she wanted to be the one
to get pricked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was a big prick.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
So she steps back and gets scanned. Her whole body gets scanned. And then the doorway opens. Gamble runs up and checks her out and asks if she's okay. He's trying to scan her and stuff. Chapel says, don't worry, I'll live.
Well, maybe, but maybe not. We don't know.
But you probably won't. Yeah. So.
Oh, no. Foreshadowing. Spoiler alert.
Then Lon steps up and hands Chapel a flashlight.
And a Band-Aid, hopefully.
Everyone goes inside, and we see the recording device floating around the room. That's Beto's recording device. Lon comes up to Spock and says they can't communicate with the ship once they're inside the building. Gee, I never expected that to happen. So Gamble finds some old bodies inside. Everyone comes to look. They're obviously alien. Chapel says they're centuries old.
Right. Well, they did look kind of dried up.
Yeah. And Gamble scans them and says they starved to death. You can tell that after centuries?
You could probably tell. They find bodies and they can tell what their last meal was,
Yeah, what they're like frozen and, like the caveman that they found frozen in the ice.
Did he have a macaroon? What was his last meal?
It was actually a macadamia nut and he was choking on it.
He choked to death. My favorite cookie, though, is an Oreo with double stuff. That's my favorite.
So Spock says this raises the threat level of the mission. And he says, we need to go outside and report to the captain. Corby's like, well, this is Chapel's mission, so she's in charge. And Lon points out that Spock, being this chief science officer, he's in charge of the landing party, and what he says goes.
As it should. I mean, that's the logical thing. He's in charge.
And Chapel says this is too important. And so Spock asked Nigel if he wants them to continue. And Nigel says something in Macaronian. And Uhura says they want to learn about this place. It's important to them.
Now, the first time that he spoke, when he was outside the cave,
he spoke in English.
So why didn't he speak in English here?
He'd just been practicing that one sentence, I think.
That's just one thing. It's like me when I went to Germany, practicing over and over again. 1 beer, please. That's the one thing that I knew.
Ein Bier, bitte.
That's it.
So that's the only German I know, other than Auf Wiedersehen. Spock agrees, and says they will continue with the mission. So my first thought was, okay, everybody's inside. Shouldn't they leave someone outside?
Yes, I had the exact same thought. Someone should go outside.
And maybe put a block in the door or something so the door can't close.
Another good idea, Dana. Yep. Just stick Beto outside.
Or stick him in the doorway.
Well, that's what I meant, really. Stick him right where that door would close. Yeah.
Yeah. Chapel finds something in one of the dead aliens' bag.
But not food, because they starved to death, apparently.
And she picks it up and gives it to Corby and says, it's a memory stone.
What?
Yeah. Let me hit you with this and you won't have any memory. Yeah. So Gamble picks up a glass orb.
Okay, another. Oh, see, Dana.
Yeah.
What
No, I'm right there with
are they doing?
Let me just throw some water on this guy, see if I can, bring him back to life or something too. Rehydrate him.
Right.
That's all he really needs.
That's all he needs, yeah.
And so Gamble picks up this glass orb and he's looking at it. It starts to glow more intensely. And then all of a sudden it kind of like seems like it opens up and with a burst of light, you could see right away, it like hits him right in the face.
Yeah.
And they run to him and it looks like his eyes are burned out of his head.
Okay, so that I loved. I thought that was really cool. But why no other damage to his face, It's just like his eyeballs.
Yeah, and he had like little bits of blood on his chest and stuff, but yeah.
But you would think it would have singed like, his hair or burned his skin or something. I mean, nothing else, just his eyeballs. That was cool though. The special effects there were kind of cool.
Yeah, I mean, when they showed him close up, I mean, it really looked like his eyeballs were gone.
Yeah.
So next we see he's in sick bay. Mabenga comes running in. And he gives him a shot, and they put this like visor over his
Why
eyes.
didn't they give him a shot earlier? Like on the freaking planet, I mean, he's screaming his head off.
Or before Mabenga showed up.
Yeah.
It's like everybody else just like standing there. Like, I wish he'd shut up,
This guy's really giving me a headache.
Yeah, what could we do that would quiet him down? Like sedate him.
They give shots for everything else. I got a hangnail. Sedate him.
Yeah. But go back to the planet. Lon and Chapel are reporting to Pike because they're outside the cave.
Okay, hold on a second, Dana. All right. This guy just got his eyeballs burned out of his eye sockets, right?
Yep.
Everyone at this point should beam up to the freaking ship.
Yes.
But apparently they didn't see eye to eye on that. That's a dumb joke.
It works.
Well, not for him.
So Lon and Chapel are reporting to Pike, and he says to assemble the away team and bring everyone back to the ship.
Yeah.
As it should be.
Right.
So they go inside, and Uhura says they found something. So screw what the captain said. Let's, She says it's some kind of register. So Spock adds there are thousands of names here. And Chapel says, we have to go back to the ship. Corby says him and Nigel are going to stay behind. And he says he's waited his whole life for something like this, to see a crewman get his eyes burned out.
And it's his fault, too.
Yeah.
Because they should have given clear instructions to everyone on that away team. Don't touch anything.
It's like when you're swimming, off the Florida Keys and you see these like jelly kind of creatures. You think back, it's like, oh yeah, somebody told me not to play with those. And you don't.
Yeah. Those like sting you and stuff, don't they? Is that what the deal is?
Yeah, and it stings really burns.
Yeah. And is that the one that you pee on it and it's better?
Yeah, supposedly.
Okay. What if you got bit on the shoulder? That'd be a little hard to hang upside down.
I think you could lay down on the beach.
Oh, okay. Or put it in a cup, I suppose, and then pour it over you.
Yeah, just throw it at you.
Yeah. Jesus, we've gone off the rails, man.
Beto comes up and says he sent his camera into the next chamber. He shows them an image, and the macaroon says something in his language, of course. And he seems a little panicked, and Uhura says there's something evil. So Nigel takes off running towards the door.
Like he's afraid. He's out of there, man. He's like, I'm not sticking around with you losers. We told you, don't send that freaking drone into the other room.
And this laser comes out of nowhere and just turns him into like dust.
That was great, but I wish it would have been Beto.
But then the door closes.
Oh, wait, the door closed. You mean it locked them in, Dana?
Yeah.
Wow, I never saw that coming.
but no one seems to give a crap about Nigel. Nobody's like, oh my God, what happened to him? And
Yeah.
finally, Lon goes, the door is closed. And and look at all that dust over there by the door. I think that used to be Nigel.
Yeah, they said nothing about it.
Kind of like, I couldn't understand what he was saying half the time anyway. So
And I don't like macaroons. I just don't like them.
back on the ship, Mabenga is looking at Gamble's scans, and Gamble wakes up and wonders why he can't see.
Well, because you did something really freaking stupid.
And Mabenga says your bulbous oculi were ejected from their orbital sockets.
Wait, now his pants weren't off when this happened.
Bulbous oculi.
Oh, oculi. Oh, meaning ocular, meaning eyes. Oh, okay. All right. I just
Yeah.
misunderstood that. Okay.
Gamble asks, I lost my eyes? It's like, no shit, Sherlock. Yeah. So Mabenga assures him that this should be, his eyes should be regenerating. So he says right now it's just keeping them from deteriorating further.
Well, how could they deteriorate further? They're not there. They're actually gone. Like they're missing completely.
Well, maybe like, go back into the brain.
Oh, okay. All right.
Pike enters and pulls Mabenga aside, and Mabenga says, I've shifted my initial assessment from flash burn to some kind of agent, like an all-state agent.
Your eyes are in good hands. With Allstate.
I'm not sure if it's insurance or if it's like life insurance, which he's going to need. And,
Mabenga's filling out the policy right there. Hey Gamble, sign this. What is it? It's just permission to do whatever we need to do to get your eyes to come back. That's all. It's just a waiver. That's all it is.
Yeah, trust me. Yeah. So back on the planet, Chapel is checking the door. It won't work. They determined that Chapel, Lon, and Gamble were all able to leave because Chapel's blood sample. But Nigel tried going through by himself, and it activated some kind of security device.
Oh, when they all left to go outside.
Yeah.
Which is where they should have freaking stayed, was outside.
So basically, they all have to go out together, and Chapel needs to lead the way.
Got it. Okay. Is there like a certain distance? I mean, can you tell Beto, you get in the back and stay kind of far back there so we can catch this and then show it to the entire crew?
When you get zapped by the laser.
By the laser, yeah. Show it at the crew's movie night. Everyone, there'll be a cheer that goes up.
They decide to press on into the darkened tunnel. Well, why not? What else are you going to do with your time?
Yeah, just keep going.
Chapel steps up and she gets scanned, so she's going first. They decide to enter just as they did in kind of the same order. Chapel and Lon step through, and we see walls in the background move.
Right.
And they turn around, no one else has come through with them.
Yeah, that was a little weird, I thought.
Yeah, and so Lon says, well, I can use the communicator, hopefully inside here. So she used the communicator, and we see everyone is in pairs: Lon and Chapel, Spock and Corby, and Uhura and Beto. And the only thing they can do is basically check out the areas that they are in.
Wait, so they're not together anymore?
No, they're all like in their own chamber.
So they're all in this what might be the same room, but they're not with each other anymore. So it's a little confusing at this point still.
In sickbay, Mabenga is checking out Gamble again. He looks concerned.
Well, yeah, the guy's missing his freaking eyes. I mean, of course you're concerned.
So Gamble is awake and knows his eyes aren't regenerating the way they're supposed to. Mabenga does another scan and says, we need more tests. And Gamble pushes and wants the truth. And Mabenga says, you can handle the truth. Oh, I'm sorry, that's a different show. Mabenga says, there's no way to put this. Your brain is dead.
My brain is dead. What?
I was like, how's he talking?
I mean, I thought he was going to say, we cannot regenerate your eyes. You're just going to be blind.
Yeah, that's what I thought. But your brain is dead. And then he says the scan shows entire lobes, electrons, neurons, all shut down. It's almost like you're doing a podcast. And
or maybe it's our listeners. If they had a brain scan, totally healthy when the podcast starts, 5 minutes in, brain dead.
So back in the structure, Chapel scans the strange statue in the middle of the room. Lon asks why there's an Earth language engraved here and says it's Chinese.
Yeah, good question.
And she reads off, "Here stands the beholder, century of eternal bridges."
Wait, was that from the Chinese?
That was the Chinese that she was reading.
Sounds like a fortune cookie I got recently. The Chinese language, how did that get there?
I think we'll understand at the end.
Oh, we do? I don't remember that.
Yeah.
God, I've spaced that
I was just
out.
trying to keep the show moving. That's just, yeah. So Chapel reports the statue has a life sign reading, and she says it's technically both alive and not.
It's that whole Schrodinger's cat thing.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a whole quantum kind of conundrum.
And she says also it's not really here, but it's here. Quantum instability at a molecular level. So over to Spock and Corby, they continue checking out the grave robbers, the old aliens. And Spock pulls a visor off of one of the dead aliens.
He's like, oh, maybe this will work on Gamble. We should take this back to the ship.
Here, he could use these. So Spock looks through the visor, and the visor like turns on.
Yeah, here's Dana. Some guy just got his eyeballs blown out of his head, and now Spock's just gonna put this thing on. You know what I'm saying?
Well, he kind of holds it away from his face, you know. So he sees thousands of these orbs, and one of the orbs floats up. And it looks like it's starting to open. It's like shining a light. And I thought, oh, crap, Spock's going to get his eyes burned out.
Yeah.
Except for maybe the visor will protect him.
When he's got those eyelid things. Remember the Vulcans have that?
Oh,
thing?
yeah, the second set of eyelids.
Yeah.
And then an alien jumps out from the thing and then goes back. And he kind of like jumps back.
Was it a Gorn? What was it?
That's what I said. Maybe it was a Gorn.
Yeah.
So then Spock steps away, like I said.
After pooping himself, though, because that was scary.
Yeah. And Corby's like, oh, man, now it's just you and me in this room, and I got to smell that all the time. Yeah, so. On the ship, Pike is gathering everyone together to discuss the situation. All the macaroons have gone silent, he says.
Yeah, they're not really a crunchy cookie, you know, so they would be relatively silent anyway, right?
Yeah, good point. I didn't think about it that way.
Yeah.
So he says they won't let another landing party beam down. And he says he's reached out to the ambassador. He says that they will go down to the planet if they have to. So then he asks about the device that blinded Gamble, and Scotty says, on its own, it shouldn't have exploded. And Pike looks to Pelia, who looks uncomfortable, and he asks, what is it? You're not telling me.
Well, he was stroking it, and then it exploded.
She says, this device is older than anything I've ever seen. It gives me the heebie-jeebies. Pike says, Ensign Gamble, and then he starts off and calls security to meet him in sickbay. So in sickbay, M'Benga is still studying Gamble. I mean, there's apparently nobody else that's sick on the ship or anything.
No, not anyone, no.
And he turns away from him and he goes to a desk, and Gamble rises up and says, Rukia, what a beautiful name.
IKEA. I think he said IKEA.
Yeah.
IKEA, I need some furniture.
And he says, it's a shame you had to let her go. And M'Benga turns back and says, I never told you about that. And Gamble says, do you think the woman who came to you was really your daughter? Or do you think it was someone wearing her skin? Something that drank her tears and fed off of her screams.
See, yeah, okay, now we're talking. That's what should have happened to IKEA. Yes. Someone that fed her horse meat meatballs. Wasn't that the deal? Wasn't it horse meat, or it was something? I can't remember.
Yeah, supposedly. Yeah.
So wait, now can we get sued for that?
If there's something we're gonna get sued for, it'd probably be that. Yeah. So I'm using us as pretty loosely though, but you.
Me. Okay. Well, let me just throw this word in, which absolves you of anything. Allegedly. So there you go.
There you go. Yeah. Whew. M'Benga takes a step closer and says, who am I talking with right now? And then Gamble seems to snap out of a trance and asks, what happened? Then Battelle comes in saying she's having a reaction, feels like she's got a migraine. Then Gamble sits up and Batel's demeanor changes.
Oh yeah, this actually was pretty good. I like this scene here.
They seem like enemies, and they both speak to each other in an alien language.
Yeah.
Gamble comes off the table, and Mabenga tries to stop Batel from advancing, but she just throws him aside and like breaks one of the walls.
Yeah, it was cool. Yeah.
So Batel and Gamble start fighting.
Ooh, we get a fight. Yeah.
Yeah, and Gamble takes off his visor. So, that alone would scare the crap out of me if I saw somebody with burned out eyes. I'd be like, I'm out of here,
Yeah.
So she knocks down Gamble and this fight goes on for a while. And they're like jumping on across tables and stuff, Batel knocks Gamble down just as Pike and the security team enter. Gamble takes off running, but nobody fires at him, even though they had their phasers drawn.
Right.
Batel turns toward Pike like an angry animal. Looks like she's going to hiss at him.
Oh, I really was hoping she'd smack him.
Well, Pike takes a step back and says, Marie, it's me. But she doesn't seem to respond, just looks like she's going to attack.
Yeah.
And Mabenga comes up and gives her a sedative and knocks her out.
Yeah.
So down the hall, we see Mabenga catches up to Gamble, who is holding one of the security guards with a phaser to his head. And we see a dead crewman on the floor just a few feet away.
No, he is dead, right?
He says, I'm really sorry. I didn't mean to do that. And we see this guy laying in a crumple on the floor.
Yeah, I thought he was dead. Yeah.
Mabenga says he will help him, and Gamble lets go of the guard. So in the structure, we see Uhura and Beto together. So she sees on Beto's iPad that Corby and Spock and La'an and Chapel are all in the same room. Spock says this is a layered dimensional space. Chapel says we're in the same room, just different planes of existence.
I said at the beginning of this review that there were some really good things in here. Now I'm kind of questioning whether that. I think that plane of existence was different, Dana, when I said that.
So Chapel says this is the fountain of youth, and Spock says it's not that simple.
The fountain of youth? Wait, where did this come from?
You know how they were talking about it's like immortality and all this stuff? Well, there's a reason.
Right. That was right at the beginning of the show they were talking about that. See, I've already forgotten.
And Spock says it's not that simple. And Chapel says, and Lon asks, if this isn't a lab, is it a prison?
What?
That's kind of a bit of a jump. Yeah. And I was like, I was rewinding going, what did I miss?
Yeah.
So
I question whether I fell asleep or maybe lost my eyes or something during this episode, Dana.
We go back to the ship and we see they put Gamble in a brig.
Yeah, just throw the blind guy on the floor. Just throw him on the floor in the brig with no, don't even give him a chair,
Well, it was very small.
Yeah, it was.
I mean, it was like a closet size.
Yeah. Well, because they need all that room for their luxurious quarters that they're in. Yeah, the brig can only be big enough for one person at a time.
Gamble asks what is going to happen to him.
We'll see.
You won't, but we'll see. So back on the planet, they add things to the structure using the tablet that Corby had found.
Now, hold on. Isn't this how they got into this problem in the first place? Is just doing shit that they really didn't know what was going to happen. Probably shouldn't have done it. You know what I'm saying?
Well, at this point, what do you got to lose?
I guess.
So you try to duck if, your Chapel putting things down, like hope it hits Corby.
Or Beto. That's who it really needs to hit. Corby's fine. I mean, as far as a character, okay, whatever, But Beto, though, Dana. Ooh, yeah. No. And it's almost like they're prepping him to be a bigger part of the show.
Oh, no. Yeah. I mean, the only bigger part of the show he should be is like out there adjusting the antenna without a spacesuit.
Okay, just hold your breath. It's going to be fine. Really. Is it cold in space? No, that's a myth.
Yeah. Chilly, yes, but cold, no.
Do I get one of those cool away team jackets? No, you don't.
No, we're not wasting. I mean, we can't afford to give one out.
You're not in Starfleet, so we can't actually give you one. Yeah.
So after they attach these things, they see the door, but it appears to be out in space. There's no walkway to it.
Yeah.
And Lon
says, Beto, why don't you see if you can jump?
Start sprinting. You're young and fast. I bet you can reach that door before you fall. Wow. So we go back to Pike's quarters, and Batel is waking up. Pike is next to her, I think I would have put her in the brig.
Both of them. I mean, separate brigs, probably down, not even in the same floor. Probably you get one of different parts of the
Yeah.
ship. But yes, because she was like speaking in tongues, and her head was about to spin around, and
Yeah, and she was going to do some serious damage to Pike.
oh, she threw Mabinga through like a wall.
Yeah. And so she says, I don't know what happened. Something inside of me snapped. She says, I remember seeing Gamble, but it wasn't him. He was something else, and I was something else.
But he couldn't see you, so it didn't matter.
She says, I had this overriding desire to kill, to exterminate him.
Yeah, you really should be locked up. In fact,
Yeah.
where's your ship now? Where is her ship? Where can't we just send her back?
And she says, this feeling felt old. So on the planet, Spock is messing with something under the statue. He pulls his hand out and he has a cut. He says, in this reconstituted dimensional space, inverted causality coexists.
Oh, it's the old inverted causality problem, right?
Lon says, yeah, you're going to have to walk me through that one. And Corby explains, so now he's Spock-splaining. He says, inverted causality is a dimension where effects can happen before the cause. He says, it's paradoxical.
Sure. Yeah, it really is.
I had a paradoxical once. It was a little brown one.
Sorry, I totally missed that.
It's like a dachshund. Paradox.
Oh, I got it. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So let me see if I can get this straight. It's the what are they? The inverted what?
Causality.
Causality. So that's kind of like you think it's a fart, right? But it's more of a shart. Is that an appropriate analogy? I mean, any poop analogy should be appropriate in this podcast.
So Spock looks towards the door and he says there was a bridge here. And Chapel realizes what he's saying, but she's a bit uncertain and she's like, oh no.
Let Beto go first. That's what we should do.
And Spock says we must walk across this empty space. Back on the ship, Gamble stands up in his room and calls to the guard. And he says to the guard, something is hurting your mother.
Hold on, let me see if I heard this right, Dana. Something is hurting your mother.
Yeah. And so the guard approaches and Gamble keeps saying she's screaming, she's in pain.
What, is Bill Cosby with her? What?
Well, the guard gets like he's right outside the force field.
Yeah.
And the guard says, who told you that? And Gamble pushes his arm through the force field and grabs the guard by the neck and says, you did. And he snaps the guard's neck.
The sound was awesome. Okay, there have been two really good things that have happened in this episode. But Dana, once again, evidence that the writers of the show are listening to our podcast because they heard us complaining so much about no dead crew members that they gave us two this week in ways that didn't really need to even happen,
But I'm not complaining. Back on the planet, they've decided that Chapel must walk across the bridge first. And Corby says, don't do it. And Spock tells Chapel to tell him to shut the fuck up. And
except he said it in an Irish accent.
Christine, don't do it.
That was Scottish. Christine, don't you be walking across the bridge that don't exist now.
Chapel stands at the edge and Lalonde takes her hand and they step out and then they step down and the bridge is there. And she walks to the door and it opens. It'd be great if the phaser just like fried everybody behind her.
Especially Beto.
It goes back for seconds on Beto, just like make sure that they can't reconstitute him.
Spock says, are you sure that he's dead? You might want to keep shooting at him.
Yeah. On the ship, Gamble is pointing a phaser at Sam, Scotty, and Pelia.
And his mustache.
Gamble demands the command codes or he will kill them. And Mabenga comes up from behind, points a phaser at Gamble's back, and he says, hurt them and you die next. And Gamble turns back and points the phaser at Mabenga and he says, you couldn't hurt your favorite ensign.
Yeah, I think he could. I mean,
Yeah. Then Gamble seems to change and he says,
help me, Daddy. Daddy, help me. Oh, wait, it's not IKEA. It's Gamble. That would have been great if IKEA started talking,
Oh, my God. Mabenga tries to engage with him, saying, just leave the boy alone. Take me, because he realizes like the boy's possessed.
Take the mustache. If you're going to take anything.
He says, wait till Kirk comes on board. Jim Kirk, take him. And so,
2 for 1.
but he says, let the boy go. Take me. Then we hear phaser fire and Gamble falls. And we see Pelia is the one that shot him.
This episode, Pelly has done a couple of things that I actually appreciated, and this was one of them.
So a being starts to emerge from him. It's like a ghost-like image coming out of his head. And
A bean? What kind of bean? Is it a lima bean?
beam.
Oh, beam. Okay.
As in Jim Beam.
Jimmy.
Yeah. So Scotty grabs like an orb. I don't know what the hell he grabbed, but he captures the bean over Gamble's head and he tosses it in the air and hits something on the console, transports it out. And Pelly asks, "Where'd you send it?" And Scotty says, "Nowhere."
What?
Yeah, I first left that out, but I thought, hey, let's confuse people more.
I'm confused again, and I saw this episode.
So later in a meeting, Spock reports that Vesda, that was the bad alien.
Oh, I thought it was Vespa. They drive these little scooters around in space.
That's what they use down on Macaroon Planet. It said Vesda was put in the transporter buffer. Nothing can go wrong with that.
No, nothing. No, do you think he's going to meet IKEA in there?
No, she's been flushed.
Oh, that's right. She got flushed, yeah.
So Chapel asks, what about the rest of them? And Pike replies, Starfleet and the Macaroon are already working together to establish a security perimeter around this site. And Beta asks, were they evil, Captain? Pike says, good and evil are relative terms, son. I would not claim him as my child, yeah.
What is wrong with this guy, Dana?
Well, lots. Let's hope we don't find out more.
Oh my God. I've got a bad feeling, Dana. A bad feeling. They kill off Gamble and this guy is still alive? Doesn't make any sense to me.
Well, then Pelia speaks up. There is evil in this universe as sure as there is good.
And it sounds like my voice. That's what's evil.
As sure as there is matter, as sure as there is light, I know that being was ancient, malevolent, the desire to malign, to pervert, and consume, given corporal form.
Corporal, lieutenant, I don't know what it is, general. I think it was corporeal.
Yeah, that too. Given corporeal form.
Dana, you're gonna hurt yourself. You're gonna hurt yourself, Dana. Just cut to the chase here. What does she say?
If any of those things ever escaped, God help us all. After a second, she turns to Beto and says, you want one for the camera?
Hey, that was funny.
That was good. And Beto says, no, I'm good.
But he's not good, Dana. He's not good.
Mabenga is looking at the screen that shows Vesda in the transporter.
Yeah.
And the status shows stable. So Mabenga gets a subspace relay from Earth and he takes it and he says, I'm Dr. Mabenga.
He's dead. Your son is dead. He got his eyes blown out of his sockets because he picked something up that he shouldn't have. I told him, stop doing stupid things, but no.
So he's dead. It was nice talking to you.
We'll ship his bloody uniform to you in case you want to, get it dry clean. Actually, we're going to charge you to dry clean it. Send it back when you're done because we need it for the next guy.
Yeah, and we can't send you his body because it could still be possessed.
Right.
So as Mabenga walks away from the screen, we see the screen flux and the lettering appears different, like an alien language. And Dan, that's how this episode ends. Dan, do you have any special notes you want to share about this episode?
Yeah, Dana, when this episode aired on Paramount Plus on August 7th of this year, the title was incorrectly labeled as Through the Lens, spelled Lense, of time.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and that's a common misspelling of that word. But it's hard to believe, Dana, that no one caught it, when it first came out. Anyway, that's what I've got. How about you, Dana? Any special notes about this episode?
Yeah, Dan, the ancient Praetorian prison seems to be partly inspired by Tartarus from Greek and Roman mythology. The prison's depiction, namely its architecture, its ability to reconfigure itself using interdimensional phase shifting, and it's being used to imprison ancient and malevolent primeval entities, is similar to a number of various mythological depictions of Tartarus being a prison that houses the most powerful and evil beings in existence, where they are held and tortured for all eternity.
Wow. Well, sometimes on these shows, that's what I feel like. I'm being tortured for all eternity. And I'm sure our listeners feel the same way.
So, Dan, do you have a theme or dilemma to discuss about this episode?
Dana, I do. I think it's the concept of absolutes. In this episode, we see science versus superstition. We see good versus evil. Probably since the time humans crawled out of the primordial soup and became sentient, we have battled with these concepts. Even today, we see people who would rather believe in emotion and superstition and conspiracies instead of science. We see people who believe there are controlling forces in our lives that dictate whether we are good or evil. And it will probably always be this way as long as we're human beings, Dana. How about you?
Mine was a lot simpler. Trusting each other. This comes up in a few different ways throughout the show, but even though you don't always agree, you have to trust or know someone has the best intentions and you know that you can trust them. Dan,
Yeah.
one of my favorites is what would Kirk do?
Well, I think Kirk would have been with the landing party. It doesn't seem like Pike goes very often. He would have helped figure it all out, and he would have shot Beto. How about for you? What would Kirk do?
Dan, I think Kirk would have beamed down to the planet to negotiate with the Macaroons. And I think after a time, he would have insisted on being able to blast away at the structure to save his people. Okay, Dan, let's move on to best and worst. What do you have for best?
Well, I think it's obvious, Dana. We got some dead crew members finally. Once again, proof that they listen to our podcast. The thing is, I really liked Gamble, and I was hoping he'd continue in the series. I mean, maybe he still will come back. Who knows? The dead crew members, Dana. That was one of the best parts for me. How about for you? How about a best part?
You know, Dan, it kind of like got moving slowly, but in a way, I really liked the way it was built up because we didn't expect anything nefarious from the beginning. I actually thought this is going to be a boring episode. Do you have another best, Dan?
At the end, not everything gets resolved, and I kind of like that. How about another best part for you?
I thought it was great special effects with the burning out of Gamble's eyes. Dan, let's talk about worst. What do you have for worst?
Sam Kirk's mustache makes its return. I mean, just shave it. Shave that thing. I mean, just get rid of it. How about a worst part for you, Dana?
Chapel and Lon discussing Spock seemed completely unnecessary. And even though Lon says we're all adults, it didn't seem like an adult conversation. Do you have another worst part, Dan?
Yeah, Dana, it's unclear why that orb that blew up, why did it only take Gamble's eyes? I mean, why are there no other injuries on his face? It's really too bad, actually, that Sam Kirk didn't pick it up because maybe it could have taken his mustache. How about another worst part for you, Dana?
Beto, I just can't stand that character.
And in fact, if I can only hate one character, it's now him, and I think Kirk's great.
What about Pelia?
It's not her character, it's just her voice. Dana, how about a final worst part for you?
I can't believe safety protocols are basically ignored throughout the show.
Hey, Dana, how about if we move on to the counts?
I'd love it, Dan.
What did you have for talking too much?
I had 0 this week, so that leaves us at 22.
Dana, here's a really exciting one. Finally. What about the dead crewman count?
Dan, in a paradoxical universe that's inconsistent with the incongruities of the way the world spins, I've got 0.
All right, moving on.
Actually, we have an amazing 3. That raises the tally up to 17.5.
How about shedding tears?
I checked and I thought Mabenga was gonna shed tears, but I never saw him shed tears.
Yep, and Gamble couldn't.
Or maybe he was. We just couldn't tell. So I have 0 this week, Dan. Okay, then we are still at 32.
All right, ripped shirts, no shirts. Who's showing skin?
You know, I thought somebody was going to like get a ripped shirt or something while they're out there on the planet, but it didn't happen. So we are still at 17.
How about the supreme being count?
Beto.
Supreme at being a douchebag.
There was none this week, Dan, so we are still at 4.
And then taking over the Enterprise.
We had none this week, so we are still at 5.
And fights.
Gamble and Battelle. That's 1. That would take us up to 28.
And then log drops.
I just have 1, but there was another point in the episode early on where Gamble kind of like seems to add on to his log. Do we count that or just the 1 log that he says this is, you know, junior science officer or whatever he said he was?
Yeah, I kind of see it as like you're sitting on the toilet, you drop a log, and then you're sitting there for like 15 minutes and you drop another one. I think it's the same log.
Okay, with that logic, that's 1 this week, so we are at 28.
And then finally, to wrap things up, pike cooking.
We haven't seen this in a while, and we are stuck at 15, Dan.
Well, Dana, what are your final thoughts on this episode?
Dan, I mean, overall, I thought it was a good episode. There was some action. There was a lot of neat things. There felt like more of a science episode. There's a few little things in there that kind of made me mad or I didn't like, but it didn't make it unwatchable. We get to see Batel still around, still hanging out on the Enterprise, and apparently she's still got something going on inside of her with the Gorn stuff. There's lots of neat little things, and we lost a good character, I thought, in Gamble. How about you, Dan?
Yeah, even though I made fun of a lot of things in this episode, Dana, I really did like it. There was an interesting mystery to be solved. In fact, Dana, it reminded me kind of those escape room games that some people play. You got to figure out the puzzle to get out of the room. There were plot lines that I think are going to continue. At least they really should. I thought there was good action. There was even a little humor. It would be interesting to see how the writers weave some of these loose ends into this series moving forward. So overall, Dana, I enjoyed this one.
Well, Dan, as you let us know, you're not going to be around next week. And so the next episode, what is that going to be?
All right, Dana, in 2 weeks, we're going to see the Selot who ate its tail.
Well, Dan, it's always fun to get together and talk about Star Trek. And for all of our listeners who wrote in and or called, we really do appreciate the conversation. Please keep it coming. Until we meet again, live long and prosper.
Thanks once again for listening to Damn It Jim, the podcast. We'd love to hear from you. Please send us an email at dammitjimpodcast@gmail.com or join the discussion on Facebook, Instagram, or YouTube. You can also reach us at the Damn It Jim hotline at 509-676-6298. This podcast was produced by Dan Calzaretta and Dana Smith for Ramble Jar Productions. Editing by Dan Calzaretta. If you would like to be a Damn It Jim sponsor, please send us an email at dammitjimpodcast@gmail.com. Have a great rest of your week, and remember to live long and prosper.